Welcome to the Luxe Leap, where bold women turn ambition into action. I'm your host, Reland Logan, and together we'll explore the big moves, smart strategies, and extraordinary branding behind unstoppable businesses. So I have a question. What do lead gen, Disney magic, and a dash of wanderlust have in common? Today's guest brings them all together and then some. Lindsay Dollinger is the lead generation expert, the host of Passports, Profits, and Pixie Dust podcast, and the creator of the Confident and Ambitious Mastermind and the Social Sales Studio, two powerhouse programs helping women grow businesses that they actually love. She is also a full-time Spanish teacher of 17 years, a rescue dog mama, a Disney enthusiast, and a travel advisor since 2019. Lindsay started growing her online business in 2016 and has helped countless women master productivity, lead gen, and sustainable growth with a signature sprinkle of pixie dust. If you're looking to turn passion into profit without the burnout, this is your moment. Please welcome the Queen of Confidence, Connection, and Consistent Sales, Lindsay Dollinger. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. What a nice intro. I'm like beaming over here. That was so nice.
You know, I always tell everybody, like, I am here to make you all feel special, if nothing
Yeah,
else, by the end of the day. So,
exactly. I love it.
you know, you can just take me with you to your next call. Just intro you and then pop out.
Exactly. I know. I'm just going to record that and just play it over and over again.
Done. I'll send you a voice note later. It's going to be epic.
Awesome. Awesome.
It turns into your new level of hype music.
I was going to say, you're going to be like my new like podcast intro. You're going to listen to my show next time and it's going to be that.
Done. Just let me know. We'll get it recorded and it'll just start.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness. I love this. I could do this for hours. But
I know.
Lindsay, what inspired you to take your Luxe Leap, that bold move that started your journey from ordinary to extraordinary?
So I can think of two startings really. So like there was the first one where I decided to just start my own online business, right? And that came after actually my mom passed away from breast cancer and I was just in a really just bad spot. Like I was very close. I was very close with my mom. I'm very close with my family. And that just hit really, really hard because she had fought for so long and I didn't really know who I was anymore because the last 2 years of her life, I was really taking care of her while, being a teacher and trying to balance having a social life because I was in my mid-20s. And she passed away and I'm like, okay, like what's next? Like, what do I do? And long story short, I joined a network marketing company first. And that was my first like dipping my toe into the online business world. So that was really what inspired me to take like my big leap there. And then the second, I guess, level of that story is different company, probably 2 years down the road. Like, wasn't really 4, no, 2 years down the road, I was sitting at my company convention and I will never forget it. I was in like the fifth row back with some of my teammates and I'm watching these women give these presentations about growing an online business and how to be successful. And everything they were saying was stuff I already knew, but I just wasn't necessarily doing consistently, or I wasn't doing it like boldly and loud enough. And so I turned to my team and I was like, guys, like we're doing this. Like we're going to be the ones training, walking that stage next year. Like let's freaking go. And so that was the biggest, I guess, mindset shift that really catapulted me to essentially where I am today.
That is so incredible. So, you touched a little bit on your mom, but are there other aspects of your personal story that influence the brand that you've built today?
Absolutely. So more so now than when I first started. So when I first started, I was trying to weave in as much travel as I could. So I was hosting retreats, but I never did a retreat local. Like I was like, we're going to another state over and we're gonna, rent this lake house for my team. And my after the first one, I was like, you know what, I should do this at Disney World because I really, really love Disney. And so I started hosting retreats in Disney. And it just so happened that convention that I was telling you about was in Orlando. And then my company started doing it in Orlando. So it worked really well. So I started building into my branding, into my message, like having more fun in your life. And that paired very nicely and still does with Disney. So Disney branding, Disney theming. So you said the name of my podcast now is Passports, Profits, and Pixie Dust. And that was another one of those kind of pivotal moments for me was making my brand really fun so that I could have even more fun in my business, right? Like if we're not having fun showing up and doing what we're doing, like why are we doing it? So that also was like a big part of my, my messaging, my branding, and my personal life. Then I felt it was really easy to share it because a lot of it was doing things at Disney, or I could tweak it to, have that sort of message come out.
Oh my goodness. I'm a firm believer in if it's not fun, it won't get done.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Hmm.
I say it all the time
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
mean it.
Yeah.
So, random sidebar note. What is your favorite ride at Disney?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna say Soarin' in Epcot. So you guys have the Soarin' around
Oh,
California, right?
California. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have Soarin' around the world at Epcot at Disney World, which I don't know if you've been on it before, but
Yes.
it is my favorite. And I love like because I've been to a lot of the places in it. So I'm like, okay, that and it's so hard when people next to me, they go over the waterfalls and they're like, oh, that's Niagara Falls. I'm like, no, it's not. Like it's Iguazu Falls in Argentina and Brazil, but okay. Like, but I just love that because in it, I mean, it kind of makes sense with like my travel, but I love that. But I love so many. I love Frozen. I love the Flight of Passage ride. I love Peter Pan and Haunted Mansion, Little Mermaid. Like, it's hard to pick one.
And you're like, I can't
I
choose.
can't. I can't.
I
Yeah.
can't ride Soarin' anymore. It makes me like
Does it make
very
you
motion
nauseous?
sick. Hmm.
That's such a bummer.
It really
I
is
would
a
be
bummer.
really sad. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I love roller coasters, and, like, we
Mm,
have the Incredicoaster. I can ride that 500 times. Like, there's
you're
something
kidding.
about the
It's
level of
that.
G-force, but
Hmm.
it's the slow moving,
Yeah.
and it's the screens. I can't do
Yeah.
3D or screen rides anymore.
That happens to me at Universal with a lot of theirs. Now, Soarin', knock on wood, I've been okay. I don't know if it's because it's more IMAX-y, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, than, like the 3D, but, I know some people that does happen to, and I feel bad for them, so I'm
It,
sorry.
I took Gray to Universal last year? Last year, yeah, and I
Mhm.
remember he's like, "Mommy, ride Transformers with me." I rode it once, and then after that, I was
Oh,
like, "Mommy's out for the count. Like, we're
yeah,
done.
we getting
Somebody
some
get this woman a
candy.
churro."
Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Like,
So
I
I
need
just
some food, some
yeah, it's
Pepto, yeah. I
oh,
can't do the
it's
same stuff now that I can when I was younger, for sure.
I think it's after I had him, like, it all just
Mhm.
it went all downhill from there. No, just kidding. I'm I
Ride wise,
still got my
ride
face.
wise.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Alrighty. Sorry. I had to ask.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
curious
It's a
little
common
lady.
question. Yeah.
So, what was the moment that you realized your brand had momentum and that
Mm.
people really got it?
Ooh. So I think in general, when I started getting more than one here and there message of like, saw this and thought of you, and it would be something Disney related, pink sparkly. And I was getting it from people who weren't my clients, weren't like my close people, it would be random people on social media. And I'm like, okay, I have no idea who you are. I'm so glad that made you think of me. And then I'm like, okay, I've made it.
We did it. Oh my
How
gosh,
you
you know
know?
what? We missed a very serious opportunity of grabbing our Minnie Mouse ears.
I
Um,
thought about it. I thought about it.
Okay, we might have to, like, run and come back. I don't know, y'all. We'll see if it happens for everybody
Yeah.
watching on YouTube. So, how would you describe the unique energy or essence of your brand in one sentence? And you might be the one person I'm the most intrigued to hear this from.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's really hard. So my gut is like m- building a business. Okay, gosh. I should have this is the one question I probably should have prepped. Building a business with productivity and pixie dust because I am very like I like to have fun, but I'm also like you mentioned, I'm a Spanish teacher, I'm a travel agent, I'm a lead generation coach, dog mama, I'm traveling. And so the productivity piece of it and within productivity, I love to talk systems, the lead gen like I am a very productive person. Like if people actually I think got in my brain and saw all the pieces and the planning out and the thinking 5 steps ahead, it would probably freak them out. But outward facing, I would say building a business with productivity and the pixie dust.
Oh, I love it. As a woman who loves systems and is like hyper
Mhm.
strategic,
Yes, yes.
I'm right there with you. The 5 steps ahead, don't even blink. I'm like, yeah, I
Yep.
uh I got I got a my application for a speaking event got approved. Cool. And my favorite thing that she sent me in this email, she was like, I know February might be a little far out. And I was like, girl, I've got podcasts going out through April, like
Yeah.
around the
No.
time people will hear this one. Like,
Right, right.
I am ahead.
Yeah. Well, and I think the thing that a lot of people don't think of either, if they're not thinking like that, is like we have holidays coming up and multiple holidays over the winter, when you count long weekends and such, like the time is scarce. Like, let's go. Yeah, yeah. It'll be here before we know it.
I
Yep.
always joke with everybody, the year's really over on October 31st. So
It
congratulations if you
basically
weren't prepped for the those last 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I did my 2026 planning party the first weekend in November. And most of the people signed up the night before. Like I had been advertising it for like 3 weeks. Which is common anyway, but I think a lot of people it was hard for them to wrap their mind around in October planning for 2026. And I'm like, no. I'm like, you need to get it done before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, Veterans Day, Christmas, New Year's,
Like
no,
all
like,
these
yes,
things.
get it done and get it
Oh
over
my
with.
goodness.
And then you can plan better the end of your year because you know what's coming up in the beginning of your year. And I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs miss the mark too.
Oh, all the time. And I'm going to capture everybody who's last minute because I'm doing mine like the second weekend of January.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Well,
And
and
then I'm going to,
two, I like to do them every quarter as well, because you're pivoting and you're changing slightly. And like I looked at the one that I had made for the previous year. And I'm like, dude, I did like half of this stuff because I changed my mind with things. You introduced actually my mastermind that you introduced, I have tweaked it and it's a little bit different and it's got a different name, and I am rolling it out the end of this week actually. And that I trust those like that inner knowing and like that gut feeling. And so that's why, I mean, that's perfectly fine. You're doing yours then, because there's always a good time to plan.
there's always a good time to plan. And I'm like you, I do quarterly planning as
Yeah.
well. I always like have one big annual one and then like
Hmm.
we restructure every
Right.
single quarter because I don't know about you. I couldn't have predicted the hot mess express that would be 2025.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything. I mean, every year is like that. You know what I mean? Like stuff happens in our personal life, trends change, the industry changes, and I think as entrepreneurs, if you're not staying up on those sorts of things and you're so stuck in your ways, if you're unwilling to pivot and try something new, like that's when your business dies, really, I
True,
think.
truly, honestly. So,
Hmm.
ooh, which is a beautiful segue for my next question,
Okay.
because obviously we know how to predict the things that are coming, but what decision or strategy most contributed to your growth in this past year?
Mm. So this is maybe a cop out answer, and I can give like a actual legit strategy for this. I was thinking about this one. I think it's the momentum that I have built and sustained, like the showing up consistently, getting my systems in place, and like I said, tweaking things that weren't working, um, and really just staying true to what I know is right in my business. Because I've had coaches and mentors sometimes, or even like the industry in general, and they'll say one thing and that's great. And then you use it with discernment and you make it your own. So that consistently showing up for me and my energy and doing what's best for me has been the biggest movement maker in my business this year for sure.
I really appreciate that you said that. And I don't think that's a cop out at all,
Yeah.
just given the fact that lots of people tune into YouTube University when they're starting, and that is totally
Mhm.
fine. And it makes sense. You have to go make mistakes
Right.
when you
Yeah.
start. But it's the churning and not staying consistent with something, not actually
Hmm.
giving actual data to an element within your business that
Hmm.
does harm people in the long run. And I think that I don't know that everybody wants to hear that, but it
Yeah.
is the reality of the situation. It's when we're consistent, when we start to see bigger wins.
Yeah.
And
You got to
I,
put in the hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you can't outsource your push-ups, is what I like to
Right.
tell people.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Like,
And a lot of people will try and like I said, I am a systems and automation delegation queen. And I'm trying to think probably when this was, maybe middle of the year last year. Um, I realized I was working on my business really little because I had automated, delegated, et cetera, so much. And my results like showed from that, and I'm like, okay, I have to put myself out there, like more video, like more emails that are me and less AI and things like I've learned the hard way. Like you have to put in the hours and the time or you're just not going to get the results that you want. Yeah.
it's that is so true. So last year, this time, I decided to niche down to just working with women.
Hmm.
And I took a hit for it. I'm not
Yep.
gonna lie to anybody. Like I took a huge hit and I started this podcast as well. But like fast forward a year, it's all coming to fruition. Like all
Yep.
those seeds were planted.
Yep.
And I even had a past client reach out to me and he was like, Ray, do you help with SOPs? No, for anybody else who's listening to this, I do not.
Yep.
Um, but I was in that space and I was like, he's like, I know you only work with women. I was like, I can
Mm.
still help you. You just don't make
Right.
my portfolio.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm
Exactly.
also not the person to help with this. So
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and and so I also had probably about this time last year, a niche change that I've actually since reversed a little bit. I've like backpedaled just a tad, because I was doing lead generation just for travel agents. And while I do now it's so funny because, they say like the results of what you're doing now come in like 90 days, 6 months down the road. So that growth kind of exploded this summer at the same time where I was like, but I miss working with all my other women entrepreneur friends. So I'm like, I kind of like backpedaled that just a tad bit. You know what I mean? So I saw a little dip when that happened and then it went back up.
mhm.
Even before I switched and added, unniched myself, made my niche bigger. But yeah, like those things happen. And again, like you have to be willing to sit with that kind of like uncomfort level a little bit and just kind of trust the process and know that, like you said, if you're putting in the reps, you're going to see the results of it.
You always will. And so wild because now I have a feeling you may know her, you may not know her. The
Mm,
lady I was telling you about who was a French teacher is also a
yeah.
travel agent.
Oh, okay.
So I will
Like, yeah, you have,
we'll figure this out
we'll
later.
figure it out.
Sorry.
We'll figure it out. Because
Um,
I can think of one, but I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But okay, yeah.
oh my goodness. It would be really funny if it's the same person.
Yeah,
I
it
just
would.
met her
It
at a
would.
networking thing.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's a small world after all. All
That's right.
puns intended since we're talking about Disney.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well, it's so funny you saying that. So one of my very first membership was the magical membership for women entrepreneurs. I still have it. It just is like a bonus, like everything in it is just a bonus for, if you sign up for my bigger programs now. But I divided it into like my thing about building community and network. It was called like It's a Small World. Like I made it different rides and different things related to the park. And that's what I thought of when you sang that.
oh my God, that's so cool. Okay.
Isn't that so fun?
Me and you have to we really do have to go to Disney
We
because
do. It would be so fun. Yeah.
I just feel like, we have two women who are very, like I'm all for the aesthetics. I'm the person who literally gets Genie Pass just to take pictures.
Mm, fair.
Um, but also I'm such a planner that like I have mapped
Mhm.
out like where we're going, when we're going, and I have a feeling you could probably do that even better than I can.
We can
I'm also
compare notes on our
yes,
strategy.
like where we're going.
Yeah,
Um, well, you have Disney World down. I have
that's
Disneyland
true.
down.
That's true.
So
That's true. We
coast
could
to
do like
coast.
a park swap. Yeah, coast to
Yep.
coast. Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm very good at getting reservations at all the places people camp.
Oh, even better. Even better.
My secret
We'll
skill
talk.
in
We'll
life.
talk.
Um, Remind me to tell you at a different date and time how Grayson fell asleep at the restaurant that overlooks Pirates of the Caribbean.
Aw, okay.
Yeah, I was like, how? How?
Mhm.
Anywho, Pirates of the Caribbean aside, when you think about visibility, what has been the hardest part and what finally worked?
So a few things. I feel like at this point in my business, I have a pretty multifaceted strategy. So as a podcast host, I have people on my podcast. I go on other people's podcasts. That has been great for visibility. Also, just doing general collabs. So we were just talking about bundles, like you're in my bundle coming up. So bundles, summits has been really great. Any chance that I can pitch myself to give value in someone's membership, mastermind, speaking at an event. So I really love the events. Actually, one of the things that I have is like a free resource is a lead generation quiz, and my lead gen style is live event leader. So I know I shine if I am able to get in front of you and like teach you something. So that has been where I've kind of honed in like on my genius. And then also doing my own workshops and then having my people invite their people, giving incentives. And so again, that's how I know I shine. Um, I will also say that I use AI to help me be super consistent on Instagram. Facebook, and then a little bit on I Slack, kind of on LinkedIn. I will not lie, but a little bit on LinkedIn as well. Now, my posts aren't entirely written by that, but I let it help me, plan an overall schedule and like attune and say, like, talk about the social sales studio on this day, teach this on this day. And then I create the post myself. And then I actually have my virtual assistant schedule them out for me. So that has helped a lot because we just started that in February of this year. And my accounts have grown a lot since I've done that. And I just feel like my connections with my community has grown as well. Before that, I would post maybe 3 to 4 times a week when I was just coming up with the posts live. But then I might go a whole week if it was a crazy week, and I didn't have something scheduled and just not be showing up. So that has really helped me be consistent in like a smart way, even if it has to be scheduled content and it's not always me live all the time.
I mean, I schedule my content. I write
Yep.
on like the 21st of every month,
Mm,
and I have
batch
a
that.
team that does the same thing. And
Yeah.
I do have AI tools. I don't use them in the way that you do. I actually free write every single story. So if
Mhm.
anybody's like, "Oh, she schedules her post," please hear me when I say every story I wrote. Um, and then
So
and then
what?
I put it through my process of how a post should be written, and
Mm,
then go back and edit and make sure like those like real pieces aren't missing, because
right.
I agree with you. I grew a ton this year from both the podcast and having
Yep.
the clips scheduled by my virtual assistant, and then
Mhm.
my posts scheduled by my brand. I have a brand photography team that does that part for me.
Nice.
And then also taking all my photography, like so much has been taken off of my plate.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but the growth is unreal. And then
Yep.
plus, like, I just started bundles, everybody. So by the time you hear this, I'm sure it will have done wonders. But just the
Yeah.
growth in that alone has been wild.
Yep. Yep.
So,
And it does. And it's if you get in the right ones. Now, I've definitely been in some where like it wasn't necessarily my ideal audience. And
yeah.
so I didn't get, the numbers for that. And they can be hit or miss for sure. But if you get the ones that hit, like they're good, it's a good strategy.
I love it. I will talk your ear off about that at
Yeah,
another date and time. And yes,
absolutely.
I know you guys all want to hear, but I have other questions that we have to get. So, how do you differentiate yourself from others in your space without feeling performative?
Mm. Well, I'll be honest. I feel like my brand is pretty unique. Like I don't see a lot like there's definitely the Disney adults for sure. Most of them though are not doing it in the way that I'm doing it with like business coaching lead gen. Like I have met one other woman who is her brand is kind of similar, but she's like she does it for like high-end executives. So it's not we don't have the same audience at all. And then a couple other people, but it's nothing's really the same. So I don't really feel like I have to perform or act a certain way. I guess maybe I'm lucky that way, and that I don't really have that comparison, like that fear of comparison, because I don't have much to, which I think is a reminder for us to lean into the things that make you truly unique, because then you don't have to outperform anyone or compare yourself to anyone. You know what I mean? Like really lean into that. And it took me a while to figure it out. And actually, my business coach at the time, because my first podcast and everything that I was building was around the social selling sisterhood, was my
Mhm.
brand and what I had created. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to switch to the more Disney things, and I'm going to do, the purpose. It started out as the Purpose and Pixie Dust pod. It has had several iterations over the years. And she was like, "No, don't do that. Like the Social Selling Sisterhood is such a brand and people know you for it." And it was true. And like there are so many other people teaching direct sellers, how to grow their businesses. And I'm like, this is really fun and this feels like me. So trust that gut piece too, because I think it really will play off in not only your performance, but like how you feel. Like I feel at ease when I come to talk about my brand.
And I love that because you don't have to hide that piece of you.
Mhm.
And everybody's all my favorite thing that I hear about this podcast is like, well, I'm not really a luxurious person. I'm like, luxury is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
I just actually happen to be.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to change that about me. Like,
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah, that's you. And you're gonna attract those people that are well, and that was the other thing is before I had like switched my brand like officially, I wanted to have my first Disney business retreat because I had had them, at this beautiful lake house before, and I was getting a lot of resistance with people to sign up because I wasn't attracting the Disney people. But now I have the Disney people in my realm. So like my
It's so
business retreats sell out, because they're the people who like it is very rare. There I can think of two clients of mine who are good clients who are like, I could care less about Disney, but I'm going to go anyway, just to support you or because I want to learn from you. But like I'm running a challenge right now. And one of the questions yesterday was, which Disney, I think it was which Disney character do you want to be your sidekick? And all these people are commenting. And then like my one client, blessed, she's like, I don't really know how to answer this. And we're like, oh, come on. So like everyone's commenting. It was cute. Everyone's commenting like, okay, well, what are you looking for? And we'll tell you what your options are, like it was funny. But most of my people then, you're going to attract the right people if you are being authentic in your branding like that. So like you're attracting those sorts of, clients to you as well.
And I forever will. This will make you giggle, but I'm forever searching on the Real for whatever Gucci Disney stuff I can find.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
I'm
Yes.
her. Like an
I
I'm
love it. I love it. Yes. Wonderful.
So when you think about this, and you kind of touched on it, but just to like bring it home, what conversations or messages do you want to be known for leading?
The biggest one at my core, and this is one that doesn't necessarily tie directly to the Disney piece, it's just more me working with women, is I guess it does with the Disney, but I want to instill the belief in everyone that I talk to, everyone that I work with, that it is possible for you, whatever it is that you want, that financial freedom just really comes up for me a lot, whether it's the financial freedom, the location freedom, the time freedom. Like we will help you achieve all of those things and whatever that means for you. But I just want you to know that you have the power to do that.
I love that. And it's wild because Carissa literally just said something similar the episode right before yours.
Oh my gosh, that's
Like,
nuts. Yeah.
like the two of you, like that's kismet. I can't even put that into words. Wow.
Well, there we
You
go.
two.
Yeah.
Um, there's a common thread. So if you're
Yeah.
like a binge listener, I think you should
You have the power, friends. That's right.
you can do it.
Decide. Mhm.
So when you look at today, I mean, you have had a lot of success over time. How do you define success for your brand today, and how has that evolved since you began?
Mm. Ooh, that's good. So I think the success for me is measured by the women's lives that I changed. And when I first started, I was very black and white. Like it's a number,
Mhm.
it's a set profit amount, it's a set income amount. And now definitely, I mean, I'm a business owner, so I think about those and I have those things as goals. But one of the things that I actually have said for a really long time is I think you have two goals. You have a financial goal because you're a business, and then you have your outcome goal of like, what do you really want to achieve? What do you really want people to feel? Um, and so for me, it is measured by like how many lives I can impact.
Oh, I love it. That's so beautiful.
Thanks.
And we both know that I feel very strongly that it just be women's lives.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and here's the thing, because I felt really guilty about that for a really long time. And I had a business coach who was a male, and he was like, look, Lindsay, he's like, the males are out there. Like they're getting it. They're dominating the industry anyway. There needs to be more women who are speaking directly to women to support women because your needs are different. The everything is different. Yes.
it
I won't
is.
go I won't go down that road, but yes.
But everything is different. And actually, my business coach is also a man, and he says
Okay,
very similar things. He's like,
good.
women are so smart,
Mhm.
and like their hearts are in the right places,
Yeah.
and they're afraid to put themselves out there until it's perfect. Whereas men will
Yep.
just put themselves out there
Yeah.
and it's not perfect. And we need
Yep.
more of what women are hiding
Mhm.
behind imposter syndrome, for lack of a better term. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it's, we need more of it.
Mhm.
We're pretty phenomenal human beings. So
Yes, we are.
if someone listening is standing on the edge of their own Luxe Leap, what advice would you give them, Lindsay?
Mm, just do it, like you said. Like, and this is funny because my sister says this to me a lot, and I don't I don't like to think I have a lot of imposter syndrome, but I will sometimes. I don't know if you've read the book Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima.
No.
I will
Write that
sometimes
down.
have little things pop up where it's like a self-worth thing, I feel like. Um, and she'll be like, "Well, if you were a guy, would you do it?" Or like, for applying for something, for example. "Well, if you were a guy, would you think twice?" And I was like, "No." And then she'd be like, "Well, do it." So
And
that's kind of like her and I'm like, that's so right. Like and that has really helped basically off of what you were just saying too, like guys do it without second, thinking. So, think more like a guy, ladies. Like, let's just do it. Just do the thing.
I used to say, like, be like the guy, be like Joe in the cubicle in the back. He's
Yes.
half-assing everything and getting all
Yes.
the
Getting all the
accolades.
credit.
Like,
Yep.
what happens if we go full out and go
Yeah.
get all the credit? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's so important that we start to change how we show up in a
Mm,
big way. And,
mm.
yesterday I wrote a post, actually one that was not programmed, everybody,
Yeah.
because somebody challenged me that, like, you're hiding a lot of your story, all these
Yeah.
things. And I wrote that I was going to tell more about it. And
Mhm.
so in that space, like somebody had commented like, yeah, like don't hold back. And I was like, if most people I talk to would tell you like you hold back. And I'm like,
Mm.
oh, if you ask my
Yeah.
business bestie Rhiannon, she'd be like, oh, y'all have no idea. This
Yeah.
woman's holding back.
It is. It is. It's so interesting. So I've been doing a lot of EFT tapping this year and tapping along that idea of being more bold and sharing more. And like, I don't know if it's the woman thing. I don't know if it's because I'm a teacher and I have to be careful what I share online. And so that's kind of programmed in my mind. But it's like working through a lot of these layers of really opening up because, like you said, people have no idea really. Like they think what you're already sharing might be a lot, but like we have so much more to give.
We have so much. It's
Yeah,
just, it's really incredible.
it
And
is.
the holding back it's gotta go somewhere, but it can't be here.
That's
So
right. Mm.
what's next for you? What's the next big bold move you're making?
Yeah. So that's such a great question as well. Um, so I told you I'm pivoting my mastermind a little bit. So
Yeah.
that pivot we're in process of that as well. And I'm really excited for that. Like I feel probably the most confident in this launch. And I have no reason to feel that way other than I've been doing the mindset work and I feel like I've tweaked this amount, you know what I mean? Like I'm following the same process, but I feel really confident in that. So I'm really looking forward to expanding my product suite in that way, getting everything very streamlined for next year. Um, and then I think it's more speaking on stages. Like I've only dipped my toe into that. And um, I started having different people reaching out to me about being, speaking at their event. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I think that's next. I think some speaking is in order for 2026.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
By the time this pops out, like you're gonna have spoken on 3 stages. It's
There we
fine.
go. Ooh, okay. We're putting it out in the universe. We're making it
It's out
happen.
there.
I love it. I love it.
Also there's just me who will like push you to do it because
Also that. Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'll take all of the pushing I can get.
oh my goodness, I love it. I wasn't it like a line in Mean Girls. Anyway, I could quote movies for like
Yeah.
hours.
She pushed it. What is that one? No,
I think, yeah, what is it? He's like,
pusher. She's a
"Push it."
pusher. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, and it goes in the Mean Girls. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. That's how we know we're from the same generation as we come up
Yep.
with that.
That and Disney.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Clearly you had emailed me, you're like, we should be best friends. I was like, yeah, probably.
Actually, we need to be, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Lindsay, what does a day living a luxurious life look like for you?
Ooh. So, we were talking about that freedom. I feel like it is a day where I either have nothing planned or what's on my plan is something to do with travel, whether it's Disney or traveling to some exotic new destination for me. But honestly, the nothing planned to me is like the most luxurious. Like total time freedom. I can do what I want when I want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, let's freaking go.
Oh my goodness. Well, pack me in your suitcase, or what
Yes.
my passport stamped, whatever way we want to look at this.
Yes.
I'm moving out of the suitcase, everybody. I'm just
Mhm.
taking myself on everyone's trips. It's cool.
You're welcome. You're invited. Come on down.
Thanks. Last one, best one. In one word, what is your primary motivation in business?
Ooh, I'm gonna say impact.
Ooh, I love
Definitely
it.
more impact driven than anything else. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love that word so much. I think it's like within the first 10 words on my website.
Aw.
But yes, I think impact is what we're here to destined to make. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I bring folks like you, so who are so wonderful and so heart driven to just, we need to move the needle just a little bit more. So
Mm, mm. Yes.
it's
Thank you.
beautiful. It's amazing. And I'm so grateful that you were on the show today. So listeners, Before we find out where you can find Lindsay and connect with her, if today's episode has you rethinking how you're showing up or putting pixie dust into your world, because maybe there's not enough of it yet,
Mm.
and you're ready for a brand that actually turns heads, I'd love to invite you to book your Brand Meet a Brand Breakthrough. It's my video deep dive brand audit that helps you see exactly what's working, what's not, and what needs to shift to attract champagne clientele. So you can grab your spot at my website, graydigitalmktg.co. Also, it's always in the show notes, so you don't have to actually stop what you're doing and see if you could get that as fast as I said it. Top right hand corner green button, and start turning clarity into confidence, because let's be honest, friends, vanilla opinions don't pop bottles, and they also
Mm.
do not get you trips to Disneyland.
Mm.
So Lindsay, how can people connect with you?
It's so funny because part of my tagline is glass. We're going to take our glass slippers and break the glass ceilings.
Hell
So I'm
yeah.
like, let's go. Yeah. So I'm Lindsay Dollinger, all the places. LindsayDollinger.com is my website. If you want to take that quiz, lindsayDollinger.com/quiz. And yeah, come find me on Instagram, TikTok, all the places. And I love to chat.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your magic with us today. And everyone else, we'll see you next Thursday. And I hope you guys all have a beautiful day. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.